Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey, here once again. Hopefully I can speak with another edition of DraftKings with the same crew from last time, because when you're here, you record 2 videos. But this is going to be a bit of a negative twist because we did best Arrowverse seasons in the first episode. This time around, we're doing worst DC TV shows of all time. I can feel the heat. I can feel the spice. I can feel the edge. Someone's got their blades out. But as like last time, we're joined by, in order from over here, we got Buddy at the top there, Lance in the middle as the meat in the sandwich, and then Eric down the bottom as the other piece of bread. Why are you laughing? There's no innuendo there at all. So childish. It's just immature activities. What are we going to do? I mean, boys will be boys. Is that what the saying? Is that the saying? Anyway, we're doing worst DC TV shows of all time. Let's get into it. Obviously, if you enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like in it. But also, as we do in these DraftKings, we will be selecting our top 3 selections via a draft process. And at the end of the video, we will select who we think out of us has the best draft selection. We can't pick ourselves, but you guys in the comments can go, hey, this person picked the best 3 choices. They're the winner clearly. Hopefully it's me. Still yet to win. Finished in joint last place last time, which wasn't fun. Don't like that. But anyway, let's get into the draft selector, which will show us who gets first pick, who gets last pick, and the order of the selection is 1 through to 4, 4 through to 1, etc. So if you're number 4, you get double selections in a row, which isn't too bad of a thing. Strategy. That's the way to think about it. But anyway, let's bring up the selectors, or the selector, the almighty. Is this AI?
Maybe.
Don't cancel me, SAG. Anyway, randomize. Oh, I love you, selector, because this is the one thing that I wanted to get number 1 for. Just so I can offer my controversial
you think you have a really good one as your first one, obviously, because you're
for me, I'd love it just because I know that people aren't going to love it. Okay. But let's get into the draft. So yeah, I have the first draft pick for the worst DC TV shows of all time. People aren't going to like this. I'm not too sure how people are going to go. Come on down, Titans. It's right there into number 1. Just Titans, DC Titans.
Wow. Shots fired. The comment section is ablaze right now.
Wow, that's unexpected.
Could I offer an explanation? I could. Please. Will I? No. In number 2, the second selection will be Eric. You have the number 2 pick. So, Eric, it's
a beloved show. People are going to be crying. Tears are going to flow. They're not going to believe that I'm saying this, but Powerless.
Shit, you took one of mine.
Dang it.
That was one of mine. You ass. You took it. Yeah.
I think that's easily.
I forgot it was a DC TV show. And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh, God, that's got to be one.
I don't think I need an explanation for that one. It is bad. It is a bad.
Okay, here's the thing. Original pilot, which you can look up. Type in, was it Powerless Russian or something like that? Watch the original pilot.
Much better.
Yeah,
but that's
much
not
better.
What the show was.
No, they are. I know. Do we need a Snyder cut of the Powerless thing? I know who was the director. Russian cut? I don't know what it is. Maybe. But anyway, I'm annoyed by that because that was going to be one of my choices. So damn you, Eric. But in third, the third selector for the number 1 pick, Buddy. What do you pick is your number 1 pick?
I need to soften the blow a little bit here. So let me explain my choice a little bit.
And the Arrowverse, soften when you're picking the worst DC shows.
This one requires a little bit.
Okay.
There's two shows that I reviewed in the Arrowverse community that made my name something. One of them was The Flash. More times than not, I enjoyed that show. But there's a second show. I stayed till the end, even though it drove me almost insane. The worst DC TV show is Legends of Tomorrow.
Whoa.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Wow. Okay.
Just got spicy.
I think that's more edgy than Titans by far.
It probably is because Legends has a very big cult following. So.
Well, I was going to say Legends has I'd say 3 good seasons, or at least 2.5 good seasons. Titans has 3/4 of a good season.
Legends served a good appetizer, but then their dessert was garbage. So
yeah. To be fair, I can't really comment because I didn't really watch much of the final few seasons of that.
I watched it all the way through too. So yeah.
So I can't really comment too much on that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say that's the most edgy choice. Yeah, just so I think maybe it's pushing Buddy in front of the bus. Maybe that's putting him under the bus. Maybe that's the best way to put it, just to avoid the Titans flames that I might have gotten. But anyway, Lance, what is your number one pick? You are in fourth spot here.
Well, since Eric took mine, thanks for that. Over there doing spirit fingers. I'm gonna have to go with the one show that literally drove me crazy. Eric knows. Naomi.
Okay.
That show drove me nuts.
Okay.
I got 5 episodes in and never looked back. I was like,
same.
Okay, that was another one of my choices. So I'm sort of disappointed about that.
Did you make it to the camping episode?
That was the one that
I made it through to the end where Darkseid showed up.
Oh, there we go.
So maybe you hated it more than I did, but it was always like, is there such a thing as a sympathy view? Like, I don't know, that might have been what I was doing. I don't want to say that's such a thing, but it might have been what was happening there, just a sympathy view of some sort. But anyway, Lance, you get double picks because you're in fourth, so you get another pick right now. So what is your number 2 pick for the worst DC TV shows of all time?
My number 2 pick, and this is going to rub some people the wrong way.
The right way.
Or the right way. I enjoyed certain aspects of this show, but ultimately it was a dud, and that's Gotham Knights.
Oh, wow. I don't think that's quite edgy. I think people would probably not disagree with you on that one.
You have some fans out there.
Okay, Gotham Knights. Interesting. Okay.
That wasn't on my list, but I can see it.
It was on my list.
I got plenty of choices, and nobody's doubled up on them yet, except for Naomi.
You got plenty of choices, but only 3 spots. That's the way to word it, Eric. Anyway, buddy, what is your number 2 choice?
I am going with the show that Teen Titans Go to the movies made fun of. I'm going with Pennyworth. I think.
Oh, okay. Wait, they made fun of that?
Show. They did. They made fun of it by like the Alfred movie and the car movie, the Batmobile movie, or whatever it was. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Pennyworth. I did write that down, but I only had Pennyworth down because I saw the trailer and went, why is this a show? I never watched it. The funny thing is, so apparently it's actually not that bad. It just looks shit. It's just one of those shows that probably isn't too bad. It just has no appeal to watch it based off the trailer. I mean, that's probably with a lot of different things, but yeah, I can't really comment on it too much, but it was on my list if I needed to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Eric, what is your number 2 pick here for the worst DC TV show of all time? You had a obvious choice. You've stolen most of our answers with your first one. Can you do it with round 2?
I think my first one might cinch it for me, but my second one's definitely going to garner some points here. Krypton. I think Krypton was a bad show.
I think once again, it's Twitter, so maybe it's not the highest form of intelligence, but all I see on Twitter is people simping for that show. So I think I can agree with you, because season 1 I think is arse. So I haven't watched season. Did it get a season 3?
Yeah, no, it got season 2. I don't know if it got to season 3. I only watched 2 seasons of it.
It only got season 2.
Okay,
I
never watched season 2.
Choices in season 2. The problem is that it does like a lot of these DC shows, and it tries to give us a bunch of characters that don't really work in the story. And so we got Lobo, we got a bunch of characters on there, but the reality is that the show just did not work for me. I'm going to say it's probably one of my least favorite DC shows. So,
okay, well, Krypton's taken. I get 2 choices in a row here. It's my second and third choice. I've only got 2 other choices written down as potentials. So I think I'm going to pick the one I think is the worst out of the 2 first, and then the third one. And I've got a theme here. Okay. It was somewhat of a planned theme, but things had to work out for the best. So in number 2, I think the year was 2000, Birds of Prey.
Yes.
Which has a young, is it Shamik Moore? No, what's his name? Shamar Moore?
On Birds of, I don't know the cast of Birds of Prey, so
he's a lead guy in that SWAT show, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's Shamar Moore.
Yeah, okay, he's in that Birds of Prey thing.
That show was amazing as well.
What, Birds of Prey or SWAT?
No, SWAT. No, not Birds of Prey.
Okay, I think it's just. I mean, I liked it. I like that they touched upon it in the CW Crisis thing. But that's, I think, all the recognition that show deserves. Has a really. I think I've watched the entire thing. It was on DC Universe. It has a really weird take on Harley Quinn that sort of doesn't make sense. But anyway, spoil it, I guess. Anyway, but that's my second choice. My third choice, lining up with the theme, if Lance hadn't taken one, it would have gone in there. So it's getting the backup. Sorry if you want to simp for it. My third choice is Batwoman. So I've got the Gotham trifecta of Titans, Birds of Prey, and Batwoman.
Can you clarify Batwoman? Now, if you say season 1 and 2, I cannot argue with you, but I count season 3 as separate.
Well, I count it all together, and it still comes in third spot. Now, if we were picking worst Arrowverse seasons of all time, I don't know if Birds of Prey is on Arrowverse, but I don't know if any of the Batwoman seasons would necessarily go into a top 3 of mine. But it's just as a whole, especially when I have people like Eric and Lance and Buddy stealing my options. Sometimes you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel, and Batwoman is a casualty of that. So that's my third choice, Batwoman, starring Ruby Rose and Javicia Leslie. Eric, what is your third and final choice?
Okay, so far for me, we have Powerless.
Yep.
We have Krypton.
Oh, you have a logical one that people will agree with, and a very edgy one, I think, in Krypton.
Right.
So
well, we all have some edgy ones. But this last one, I think, is going to be the top of this cake of like bad stuff for me, because I don't think anybody's going to pick it.
Okay.
It's out there. It was a short season. It was on HBO Max. DMZ.
Okay. Here's the thing. I was actually looking forward to that show. Forgot it even came out, and it came out and got terrible reviews, so I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's 4 episodes long, and it is absolute shit. It is not even worth watching. So
okay, I can't really comment on it. Just that it sort of just came and went. And I think it was one of those shows. It kept filming its pilot, even though COVID started. I know, just a fun fact.
It's a dystopian show, so everybody was really separated. It had a good cast.
Yeah,
the cast was good. The show was just bad.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw it there, but I couldn't really put it in there because I hadn't watched it. So yeah, Buddy, your third and final draft spot or selection.
I don't know if I've ever said this online before. This could be a hot take. I don't really think it is. This is the worst portrayal of Superman, in my opinion. It's Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. I cannot stand Dean Cain as Superman.
But is that specifically what brings the show down? Just his interpretation?
Yes.
I've never.
What about Lois? What do you think about Lois Lane in that?
No problem. I don't have a problem with the Lois Lane in that show. Terry Hatcher was fine. It's just Dean Cain that bothers me so much.
I think, I never watched it. I think my mum watched it when she was pregnant with my sister. So anyway, fun fact. If that fact is ever needed anywhere outside this video. Oh, do you know Paige's mum was anyway? Lance, your third and final choice in the worst DCTV shows of all time.
I'm going to be judged heavily for this, but tried to watch it when it came out. Put me to sleep numerous times. I think it's fitting that the show put me to sleep numerous times. It's gonna have to be Sandman.
Oh wow!
Whoa. Okay, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it just because it's one of those things where like TV shows are kind of hard to binge.
I love Sandman. That's crazy.
I couldn't. It could not keep my attention. It could not keep my attention.
I'm surprised, but as I said, I can't comment on it too much. Is that like doesn't Boba have a boner for that show? It's like pretty sure he does.
I think he loves it. Yeah.
So he's like
talked about it really on stream before, but yeah, I thought it was really good too. So
yeah, so I thought Krypton coming in with Krypton. Eric was going to take the edge of the day. That sounds a bit sus. Anyway, I thought Eric was going to win that award with Krypton, but Lance came in with his third final choice of Sandman and swept the floors. And funnily enough, Lance, you probably came up with a better decision. You might have actually won the draft. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, my 3 selections: Titans, Birds of Prey, Batwoman. Eric, Powerless, Krypton, DMZ. Buddy, Legend of Tomorrow, Pennyworth, and Lois and Clark. Is it The New Adventures of Superman? I'm just going to write Lois and Clark. And then Lance, Naomi, Gotham Knights, and is it The Sand? I think it's The Sandman as the official title. Yeah. That is our choices. So now we are going to deliberate mentally, and we're going to pick who we think out of us picked the best draft selections for the worst
The best
DC TV
worst,
show.
the best worst shows. Is what we
The best worst shows. The top worst shows. So yeah, we've picked our selections. You can see them under us. We can't because that's the magic of editing. But we now are going to select who we think, except for our own choices, picked the best draft of the worst DC TV shows of all time. So I can't pick myself. Buddy can't pick himself. But I can pick Buddy. He can pick me. Don't think that's going to happen. Fingers crossed. But I will go first because I selected first. So my pick for the person who picked the best draft for the worst DC TV shows of all time. You can cross all your fingers all you want, Lance. You were ahead and you screwed the pooch at the end. Not going to lie. Eric gets my point. And my main decision around that is that I have not watched Krypton season 2. So I can't defend it because of that.
That's fair.
But with Powerless, he gets pretty much the best choice because that show is, I was going to say hot ass, but it's like swamp ass. It's awful. And then DMZ, it just obviously nothing really came from it that well. So yeah, Eric gets my point. Speaking of Eric, who do you pick, Eric? Who's your point?
Okay, so I was thinking about this in my head, and it's kind of swirling around, and I'm like, what show broke me more than any show? Legends of Tomorrow broke me. So I'm gonna have to go with Buddy because that show literally made me stop reviewing it. So Buddy is gonna be my choice.
Okay. Interesting. And speaking of Buddy, he's the third choice. So Buddy, who did you pick to have the worst or the best list for the worst DC TV shows?
I am a defender of one of these shows that's been chosen. And I honestly still defend that show even to right now in this moment. But I have to agree, Paige, you have the best list because Batwoman season 1 is awful. It's almost unwatchable. Batwoman season 2 is almost in that same category. The show only has one good season.
I don't know why I'm crowning myself the draft king, but I feel like that just a win is a win. A win is a win. I'll take 1 point even if that's where I end off, but a win is a win. And finally, Lance, you are literally the tiebreaker. Me, Buddy, and Eric are all on 1 point. You have to select one of us. You are literally the tiebreaker. I do not want to put more pressure on you, but hey, that's life is a pressure cooker. So welcome to life. And in that instant, make a decision.
God, this is hard because you all have a pick that I was picking, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to say Eric. I'm gonna have to.
Fuck, are you serious? Like, oh my god.
What was the determining factor, Liz? What was it?
It was Powerless. That was literally my top. I hated that show with a passion. Krypton, I watched 2 episodes and then I was like, God, this show is boring as hell. Is it in Man of Steel universe? Is it in its own standalone thing? What's going on here? I could care less about watching a show about Superman's granddad that he's it's never going to tie into him regardless.
Never have powers, anything like that.
Yeah, and only good thing about Krypton was their doomsday. And I literally only found out about that because of clips on the internet. He won by a landslide for me. Pagey lost me when he threw in not even when he threw in Batwoman. Titans wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed it. Like it kept me tied in each week.
You know what I'm really happy about is that you just destroying Krypton has taken all the steam off me for picking Titans. So all I can say is thank you. And you know what? I'm going to take that as a win. I'm just going to pretend like I won that because all the steam's been taken off. So thank you very much.
I don't understand how it's
gonna
possible for Lance to fumble this. You have the 2 worst shows on your list, man. But then I haven't even seen Sandman, but I know it's not as bad. It's impossible.
Lance would have won 3-0. Lance would have won 3-0. He would have got all the 3 votes from everyone if he picked a better last choice.
That's just me though. But everybody took one of my.
Honestly, you could have made up a show, and I would have believed you that it existed. You could have said like Detective Chimp or something. I would have gone, oh, it's something that probably existed in the 60s.
You could have picked Doom Patrol.
I like Doom Patrol.
There's got to be some weird show that someone could have picked. But anyway, we're rambling. So thank you guys for watching. Let us know in the comments section down below. Who do you think picked the best draft for the worst DC TV shows of all time? And also let us know your top 3. Will there be some edgy choices? It's the internet, so I'm going to say yes. But thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you guys later. See ya.